Mencius once said, "It is a rule that a true royal sovereign should arise in the course of 500 years, and that during that time there would be illustrious men in their generation." Cao Cao once said, "Lord Prefect Xun You provides advice and doesn't stop providing advice. Military advisor Xun You eliminates evil and doesn't stop eliminating evil." Xun You was known for being a highly profound and insightful thinker who hid secrets very well. Many people, including his family members and relatives, hardly knew what was on his mind or what was meant when he spoke. Since he started accompanying Cao Cao on his military campaigns, he had often helped to devise and develop strategic plans, and Cao Cao often praised him. Gongda is intelligent but appears foolish. He is courageous but appears cowardly, and he is resilient but appears weak. He neither flaunts his talents nor brags about his achievements. Your intelligence may match his, but you can't feign foolishness as convincingly as he does. I have travelled with him for over 20 years, and I still can't find any faults with him. He is indeed a truly virtuous man who fits the saying well: benign, upright, courteous, temperate, and cooperative. Chen Shu highlighted Xun You and Jia Chu as being very detailed in their strategizing and never miscalculating. Pei Songzhi, on the other hand, felt that Xun Yu's moral character was far superior to Jia Chu's, so they should not have been placed together by Chen Shu. Xun You was born in the influential Shun family, whose ancestral home was in Yingchuan Commandery. His grandfather served as the administrator of Guanglin Commandery, while his father, Xun Yi, served as a commandery-level assistant officer. Xun Yi was a second cousin of the dutiful Xun You. This makes Xun You his second cousin nephew, even though he was 6 years older than him. Xun You was orphaned at a young age, where it's believed he was raised by his uncle and grandfather. When he was 6 or 7 years old, he was accidentally injured by his drunken uncle. Since then, whenever Xun You went out or came home, he would do so at times to avoid seeing him. His uncle became very surprised by the boy's intelligence when he heard about this. At the time of his grandfather's passing, a minor assistant named Zhang Chuan offered to be the tombkeeper. The 12-year-old Xun You sensed something was wrong, so told his uncle that the man looked like he was up to something. Upon investigation, it was revealed that Zhang Chuan was actually a wanted murderer, and the young Xun You was seen as an extraordinary boy because of this incident. When the young Emperor Shou ascended the throne and his uncle He Jin became regent, he attempted to consolidate his authority over the powerful eunuch faction by recruiting over 20 scholar gentry to serve under him. The respected figure, known for his ability to assess talent, Yin Xiu, specifically praised Xun Yu's potential and intellectual prowess. As such, Xun Yu soon found himself in the heart of Luoyang's politics, acting as gentleman of the Yellow Gate. Navigating the court's factional divides and its growing tension, fellow scholar gentry Zheng Dai greatly disagreed with He Jin's militaristic approach towards governing and reported his frustrations to Xun Yu. His complaints foreshadowed Dongzhuo's catastrophic arrival, who hijacked the central government, burnt Luoyang, and relocated the capital to Chang'an. Within the new capital city, Xun Yu secretly plotted with Zheng Dai, He Yong, Chongji, and Wu Xiong to assassinate Dongzhuo, but their plot was discovered and they were thrown into jail. Throughout the entire time that he was incarcerated, Xun Yu spoke and behaved normally, as though nothing had happened. He was only released after Dongzhuo was killed in 192, but the Wei Shu adds details that he was able to send someone to persuade Dongzhuo to release him. He resigned amidst the coming chaos from Dongzhuo's death and returned home, before heading to the relative stability of Jing province. When he was appointed to be the Chancellor of Renchang State, he rejected, instead asking to become the administrator of Shu Commandery around Chengdu. He had heard the lands were prosperous, and he valued the strategic location, but because the roads to Shu were dangerous during the chaos, he instead chose to remain in Jing province. Xun Yu received a letter from Cao Cao in 196, after he took control of Emperor Xian. The empire is in chaos. It's time for intelligent people to do something. Do you not think you've spent too much time observing the changes in the Shu region? Cao appointed him as the administrator of Yunnan, and later summoned him to the capital to serve as a master of writing. Cao Cao had long heard of Xun Yu, and was overjoyed when they finally met. He told Xun Yu and Zhong Yao, "Gong Da is no ordinary person. Now that I have him to advise me, why should I worry about not being able to pacify the empire?" Xun Yu was appointed as master of the army. a rank identified by Rafe de Crespigny as someone who directly supports the commander-in-chief. He became one of Cao Cao's chief advisors, always accompanying him on campaign. He became close to Zhong Yao, and seems to have worked closely with the young Guang, another chief advisor. Zhong Yao once said, "Every time I plan something, I'll carefully think it through again and again until I'm certain that I can't make any more changes. After consulting Gong Da, however, he always has new insights to offer." Xun You created 12 strategies for Zhong Yao, but was never able to finish writing a book about them, hence some of them were lost. He went on to help compile a collection of administrative and penal codes for Cao Cao called the Wei Guan Yi, and when Cao wanted to attack Zhangxiu in 198, Xun You advised against it. Zhangxiu and Liu Biao share borders. His wandering army relies on Liu Biao's for supplies. If he's unable to provide them for him, they will eventually fall out, so why not wait and try to entice Zhangxiu to surrender to you? If he ends up in a desperate situation, then Liu Biao will definitely come to support him. Cao Cao ignored his advice and found mixed results in his campaign, being forced into a disadvantageous position by Liu Biao's reinforcements. After he returned, he told Xun You that he regretted not listening to his advice. Cao wanted to move to attack Lu Bu in the east, to which some warned against, seeing as the recently victorious Liu Biao and Zhangxiu might attack. Xun You held a different opinion. Biao and Qiu are newly defeated and do not dare move. Bu is violent and ferocious, and also allied with Yuan Shu. If he is given free rein among the Hua and Xi rivers, powerful figures will certainly join him. He has just rebelled, so his army is not yet united in will. If we go now, we can destroy him. Cao Cao replied, "Excellent." At one point during the siege of Xiapi, Cao Cao considered withdrawing, but Xun You and Guang advised him. Lu Bu is brave but foolhardy. His force's morale is very low after suffering consecutive defeats. An army's morale depends on its commander's will to fight. Chen Gong is intelligent but slow. Since their army's morale hasn't recovered yet, and Chen Gong hasn't finished his plans, you can continue attacking Lu Bu until you eventually defeat him. To this, Cao unleashed the Yi and Xi rivers, flooding Xiapi from 3 sides. The defenders' spirits, drowned in despair, succumbed to mutiny, then flung open the city gates. Lu Bu, cornered and betrayed, surrendered, and faced his grim execution. Xun You remained close to Cao Cao when war broke out against Yuan Shao in the year 200. His advice helped defeat 2 of Yuan Shao's most famous officers in the early skirmishes of the war. He suggested the diversionary tactic to fake marching across the Yellow River while also leading light troops to Bomar, leading to Yan Liang's death at the hands of Guan Yu. When Liu Bei and Wen Chou arrived at Yan Ford, many officers suggested gathering troops to defend the camp. Xun You said, "This is an opportunity to capture the enemy, why should we retreat?" Cao looked at him and laughed. Wen Chou was killed in action, then Cao Cao retreated to Guandu, which Yuan Shao soon laid siege to. With supplies running low, Xun You advised his lord. Yuan Shao's supplies will be reaching in one day soon. Han Shun is leading the convoy and tends to underestimate us. He can be easily defeated. He nominated Xu Huang to lead the raid on Han Shun's supplies at Guxi. As such, Xu Huang with Shi Huan raided Han Shun's supplies, seizing what they could and burning the rest. When Xu Yu defected to Cao and urged him to attack Wu Chao, many officers were suspicious of him. Only Xun You and Jiachu advised Cao to listen to him. While Cao Cao went to Wu Chao, Xun Yu and Cao Hong were left behind to defend Guandu, with Zhang He and Gao Lan soon arriving to attack. Xun Yu and Cao Hong were able to hold out until Cao's mission was successful. As the battle turned, Zhang He and Gao Lan torched their camps and offered surrender. Wary, Cao Hong hesitated, but Xun Yu guided him. "Sir, Zhang He was angry that Yuan Shao didn't listen to him, so he decided to defect. What's there to suspect about this?" Convinced, Cao Hong welcomed them. After Yuan Shao's death in June 202, Cao Cao clashed with his sons, Yuan Tan and Yuan Shang. The brothers soon turned on each other. By 203, as Cao Cao eyed an attack on Liu Biao, Yuan Tan sent his advisor Xin Pi with a bold offer: surrender in exchange for aid against his brother. Most of Cao's advisors thought that Liu Biao was more powerful and that the Yuan brother posed no threat, but Xun You saw a spark of opportunity. The empire has experienced so much turmoil, yet Liu Biao remains holed up in his territory and shows no intention of expanding it. The Yuans occupy 4 provinces and have over 100,000 troops. Yuan Shao had treated his subordinates generously in the hopes that his sons would cooperate and safeguard his territories. That's why turmoil in the empire never seemed to end. Now that their relations have deteriorated and they seek to destroy each other, if one absorbs the other, he will become more powerful and difficult to defeat. If you take advantage of their internal conflict to defeat them, you will restore stability to the empire. You cannot miss this great opportunity. Xun Yu's uncle, Xin Dao, once asked him why he urged Cao Cao to attack Xi province. He deflected the question by framing the attack as a natural consequence of Yuan Tan's surrender. Well, Zuozhi has come on behalf of Yuan Tan to surrender. It's expected that the army will go there to pacify the area. How would I know why? Xun You was known for his cautious and secretive nature. By saying how would I know why, he avoided revealing his true strategic reasoning or motives. Xin Dao and the others didn't dare ask about state or military affairs after this. After pacifying Xi province, Cao Cao wrote to Emperor Xian, recommending Xun You as a marquis title to honour his contributions. From the beginning, Master of the Army Xun You has been a great assistant and minister. No campaigns were unsuccessful, and from beginning to end, all enemies were conquered, all because of Yu's plans. Cao Cao came to assess his subordinates' contributions in 207 and recommended that Emperor Xian gives out rewards accordingly. He credited Xun You and Xun Ye for developing the grand strategic vision for him, with Xun You being placed second only to Xun Ye. The 2 directors, Xun, grew ever more reliable in their judgment of men. So long as I live, I'll never forget them. The Wei Shou records that when Cao Cao returned from White Wolf Mountain in 207, he visited Xun Yu's residence and told him, "Now that the empire has basically been pacified, it's time for me to share rewards with virtuous scholars like you." In the past, Emperor Gaozu allowed Zhang Xifang to choose 30,000 taxable households to form his own marquisate. Today, I intend to suggest to the emperor to let you do the same. When Cao Pi was a prominent figure and leading candidate, Cao Cao once told him, "Shun Gongda is a role model for the people. You should treat him courteously and respectfully." When Xun You fell sick, Cao Pi knelt down beside his bed. Such was his level of respect for the scholar official. Xun You was the lead name in the memorial to Emperor Xian, calling for Cao Cao to become the Duke of Wei, a promotion that Xun You had opposed before his controversial death under suspicious circumstances. Cao was elevated to a dukedom spanning a significant portion of northern China after Xun You and others fiercely opposed limiting it to Wei Prefecture alone. Following this, Xun You replaced Xun Ye as the prefect over the Master of Writing, before accompanying Cao Cao on a campaign against Sun Chuan. He died of illness on the way to the second Battle of Guandu at the age of 58, and Cao Cao shed tears when he heard of it. He was posthumously honoured as Marquis Jing, respected Marquis, in the year 245 by the child Emperor Cao Fang. The lateness of these rewards for such an important servant puzzled Pei Songzhi. As part of the Shun clan, his honours may have been delayed to avoid elevating the clan's influence too soon. His uncle's controversial death, tied to opposing Cao Cao's dukedom, could have made the Cao rulers cautious about glorifying his name. The honours bestowed by Cao Fang, nearly 31 years later, likely served a political purpose, as Cao Shuang's faction vied for legitimacy against Sima Yi's rising power. Honouring Xun You at Cao Cao's temple could have been a calculated move to honour the Cao legacy.